Aku mau. Aku mau pa. Ho mai. Ho mai. Ho mai. Ho mai ka iki mai luna mai. Ona mea huna no awe mele. Ho mai. Ho mai. Ho mai. Ho mai ka iki mai luna mai. Ona mea huna no awe mele. Ho mai. Ho mai. Ho mai. Ho mai ka iki mai luna mai. Ona mea huna no awe mele. Kakai akai koma mai. Good morning and welcome. Welcome, Unity of Kona. What an honor it is to be here, sharing Hawaiian prayer chants and prayers. The prayer chant from the Hawaiian culture is the Aomai. The Aomai prayer chant is a beseeching of the Great Spirit and our ancestors for layers of wisdom, done in 3 octaves. The first octave, the story is being told. And then the second octave, why would we be telling our stories to our children? And then the third, the highest octave, beseeching the Great Spirit and our ancestors for the wisdom of life experiences that become our stories. With the knowledge, the lessons learned, ALA, the dawning of a new day, we don't have to pick up any stones and grievances or repeat the lessons of the past. And so a fitting prayer chant here with Unity of Kona. And let's continue in this thought of prayer. For my beloved Christ, may our feet journey together. May our hands gather in unity. May our hearts beat in unison. May our souls be in harmony. May our thoughts be as one. May our ears listen to the silence together. May our glances profoundly penetrate each other. May our lips pray together to gain grace. From our eternal Father, and so it is. Mahalo ke akua. Thank you, God. And now I pass the platform over to Miss Cindy. Please welcome.
Good morning. So good to see you all this morning, all your smiling faces. Would you stand with me as we say our mission statement and our affirmation? Okay, here we go. Our affirmation is, I am a sacred expression of divine mind, living from the truth of spirit, wisdom, and love. And our vision statement is a world family of oneness, peace, and love. And our mission statement, to inspire spiritual growth and service through the active practice of love, prayer, faith, joy, and honoring everyone as a child of God. Yes. And will you stay standing as we sing our opening song, We Come Together. Oh, we're going to be down here.
You got it? All right.
Look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me.
Ooh, we come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Now
Look at the person next to you.
They
God
recognize
recognizes the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me.
Ooh, we come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
From every walk of life.
From every walk of life.
Every creed and color.
Every creed and color.
And get you feel nice.
Get you'll feel nice.
In honor of the God in each other.
Now
Look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me.
Ooh, we come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Oh, that sounded so good. Thank you, choir. That was awesome. While you're standing, let's greet each other with a hug or a handshake, whatever feels comfortable to you. Okay, we want to welcome our guests and our visitors. So if you're here for the first time or you haven't been here for a long time, I'd love it if you could stand up and tell us your name and where you're from, if you're comfortable with that. Anybody? Okay, yes. Well, welcome. We're so happy you moved to the Big Island. We are big fans of the Big Island. Yes. Well, we thank God you're here today, too, Maggie. Yay. And we all together want to welcome you as we say, aloha and God bless. Yes. We're so thrilled you're here. And we want you to know that after service every week, we always have snacks up here, up the stairs. And we would love you to stay and get to know us better. And we would love to get to know you better. So please stay and enjoy that with us today if you can. We would love that. For our announcements, as we always go over, because we never want anybody to not know about this, there are prayer request forms on the back table. And if you have something you want support with your prayer, fill this out, put it in the prayer box. It will be prayed for here, and then they will send it on to Silent Unity. And they will pray 24/7 for 30 days over your request. So lots of support. You can also use the free Be Unity app, and you can call them or text them anytime for prayer. So it's a wonderful opportunity to get that extra support. Right now, I'm going to have Jim come forward back and read the announcements. Thank you so very much, Jim.
Thank you so much, Cindy. Oops. Our voice here. Congratulations, Cindy Hohen, a team member of the month. She's been in the back over there. Everybody pay a lot of appreciation for her. She does so much here in her loving service for her spiritual service. Unity of Kona, Chris. And she is a greeter, provides Reiki energy during healing services, and proofreads the Unity of Kona newsletter. She donates needed food items, helps to set up and break down and clean up after fellowship meetings and the circulation day events and the holiday decorating. She has a can-do attitude, willingness to offer whatever support is needed. So time and share, and we appreciate you sharing your time, talent, and energies, and so much love. And so what a bright, shining light you are, Chris. Thank you so much. We love you. And in that, some of our ohana are in need of food items. So please bring some foods that do not require refrigeration and not much cooking, such as canned or packaged dry goods. There's a box at the top of the stairs labeled Hawaii Food Basket, and will be used to collect all such items. So mahalo nui for your participation in all that. Well, Reverend Sophia, with great joy in her heart, will be reaching out personally to connect with the Unity of Kona members. And if you are a member, or even if you're not a member and would like to schedule a one-on-one conversation with our Reverend Sophia, Minister of Record, there's a sign-up sheet in the back of the sanctuary. Add your name to that, or feel free to send an email. And the email unityofkona@gmail.com with Minister Call in the subject line. Kindly include your name, phone number, and the best days and times for her to reach you. So let's take advantage of ministerial services. Anyone taking the Metaphysics 4 class and is interested in buying a book, we have a couple upstairs. It's Heart-Centered Metaphysics, and all the talks are going through this book until we go through it totally. We have a couple books up there available for purchase. They're $25, and they were anonymously donated. So we thank you to whoever anonymously donated those. And there's an improv class getting ready to start this month, my friends. So if you're into a little bit of comedy along with your spirituality, here at the Unity of Sanctuary, October here in the Sanctuary. Yeah, right. Okay, basic class will begin on Wednesday, August 27th from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. And the intermediate class starts on Thursday, August 28th. Same times. There's a flyer in the upstairs on the bulletin board and with more information to sign up. And Michael, he's going to be holding the classes. If you're interested, do sign up. A little bit of improv in here at the Sanctuary. And today at noon, we have the Crystal Bowl Healing Services. We hope everybody here will stay. I know we'll have more people coming in for the Crystal Bowl Healing Services, right? And so please join us after fellowship. That starts at noon today and goes for about an hour. Monday evening is ukulele night, and led by Dondi Nueva. Amazing. Thank you, Dondi, for sharing your ukulele talents. And so from beginner to experts here in the Sanctuary, bring your uk. Some will be available for use, and come and learn, play, and share. A little ukulele Hawaiian style. Hi, Roxy. Join us in the evening meditation sound bath. This is coming up Friday, August 15th. That's this coming Friday. 6:30 to 7:30 here in the Sanctuary, an evening sound bath. And it's facilitated by Kayla and Patrick. Thank you, guys. And so we've been getting a great turnout on the evening sound bath. And so it's just so meditative and a perfect time to share that kind of light and sound energy. And for our regular or monthly, weekly events, there's a flyer on the small table in the back of the Sanctuary. Please feel free to pick up one of those so you can stay in touch with what's going on here at the church. But as you know, my friends, it takes a village to run this spiritual community, and we appreciate everyone. Unity of Kona depends on the loving hands and hearts of each one of us that are sincerely asking for your support. So please consider giving just 1 or 4 hours a month of your time. Right now, in addition to financial support, we are in deep need of Sunday greeters, platform assistance, audio-visual assistance is the big one right now. So audio-visual assistance, anybody got any talent, our audio-visual guys are going on vacation next month. So we're going to get somebody in here to cover this, okay? So work with us, and sign-up sheets are in the back of the Sanctuary, or just talk to Patrick over here if you have any interest in sharing some talent that you might have. We're also looking for coordinating the volunteer lists and sign-up sheets as well as refreshment sign-up sheets, which are upstairs, and add your name to that and bring a cake for birthday Sundays. I saw some names already filled in on those, but hey, there's always room for a little more support, and absolutely essential that we thank everybody in advance from the bottom of our hearts. Mahalo nui, guys.
Thank you. And Lauren's going to come forward and play while we take time to think of our sanctuary as a big heart at this time. What? Oh, I do want to do the daily word first. Thank you. Okay. The daily word. Dante is coming up and he's going to tell us the daily word. I got ahead of myself.
Aloha kakayake, everyone. Good morning. The word for today is resilient. Courageous and strong, I am resilient. Everyone who gets knocked down from time to time has a choice whether to give up or get up. Getting up and gathering the strength and desire to try again is resilience. Spiritual living helps me build it, claiming divine ideas in prayer, engaging the power of my imagination to envision my success, and using my wisdom and will to discern the best way forward and choose it, all help me to be resilient in the face of defeat and discouragement. Through the power of the Christ within, I am willing to keep trying until I succeed. I understand setbacks happen to everyone. I do not let them deter me or take a failed effort personally. I am strong and capable of doing what I set my mind to. I am resilient. And the verse today is from 1 Corinthians 16:13. Keep alert, stand firm in your faith, be courageous, be strong. And again, the word for today is resilient. And if you'll say with me the affirmation, courageous and strong, I am resilient.
I am resilient. Okay, now, if you want to just relax, put your feet on the ground, maybe close your eyes, we're going to see our sanctuary as a big heart. So take a deep breath and visualize our sanctuary as a beautiful, beautiful heart. Feel the loving energy of those around you, flowing in and through you. See that loving energy flowing around every person here in the sanctuary. And spreading out to every person, every circumstance. Every being on this earth and in this world. And if there are any events or circumstances in your life or anyone you know in need of prayer, see them in the center of this most beautiful, loving heart. Now let's say together the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yes. Now Lauren's going to come and do a special for us. Thank you, Lauren, for sharing your talent and your heart with us. We appreciate it. And now it's time for our wonderful Kayla to come and give us a meditation and the talk. Kayla is a former president of the Board of Trustees and is a licensed and mental health counselor, motivational speaker, and a quantum healing hypnosis technique practitioner. She has recently heard the call toward a licensed Unity teacher certification. And I'm excited about her talk today. I read the chapter already. So she's going to be talking about evil. Okay.
All right. All right. Let's take a moment and just get centered as we go into our meditation. Just take a moment, find a comfortable position, and allow your shoulders to drop and relax. Close your eyes. Let your breath find a steady and easy rhythm. Notice your body begin to soften as you sink into the space with each out-breath. Now imagine yourself at the edge of a quiet forest just after sunrise. The air is cool and fresh, carrying the scent of the earth and leaves. Shadows stretch long across the ground, and the path ahead is lined with places where the morning light has yet to reveal itself. Despite not being able to fully see the path in the darkness, you face the challenge and you move forward, walking ever towards the light. As you move deeper, you notice the shadows begin to shift. Some are dense, drawing you inward. Others have flickering lights moving gently in the wind. Noticing yourself getting distracted by this observation, you simply pause and recenter. You notice your breath and affirm your own state of calm and peace. From this grounded place, you feel a quiet invitation, not to push the shadows away, but to let them be a part of your journey. You sense that here, shadows are not something to fear. They are simply part of the forest, part of where contrast occurs and life is quietly unfolding. With each step forward, you see how the darkness and the light weaves together, shaping and highlighting the beauty around you. As you finally begin to come to a clearing, here the sunlight spills freely, touching everything it reaches. The warmth and the joy fills your being, and the beauty of this space, filled with light, touching each flower petal and dewdrop on the blades of grass, is astounding. And yet, you realize in this moment that the clearing would not be the same without the shadows at its edges. Both are a part of the whole. Standing here, you feel a gentle recognition that nothing in this forest that is our life is apart from the greater whole it belongs to. Take one more breath here. In this awareness and feeling this truth, let it settle into your body. And when you're ready, begin to carry this awareness forward, knowing that what seems hidden or dark is a part of the revealing, and that all paths lead to home. So feel free to wiggle your fingers and toes, stretch your arms and legs if you'd like, coming back into this space, back into presence with each other. All right. We're going to bring some light to some dark and heavy stuff today. It's going to be pretty exciting. Now, you have probably heard the story of the two wolves, yeah? If you haven't, I will refresh you. The story goes that an elder tells a young child that they have two wolves inside of them, one that is good and one that is evil. And the child asks, well, who wins? And the elder says, it depends on which wolf you feed. Now, this is a great analogy for choice, that we have the freedom of choice of what we want to lean into, what we want to focus on, where we want to put our energy. However, it proposes that there are two forces. What if, however, there is but one wolf? What if there is either the wolf you feed, nourish, and give to spirit that you really love, or don't? You don't nourish, don't feed, and that wolf then succumbs to fear and reactivity. Now, there are different facets of our personality that rise during challenging moments. I'm sure we've all seen the angry part of us come out during traffic. Who's that? We all get triggered and forget who we are from time to time. The wolf can snarl, but at the end of the day, there is only oneness. This fits our unity principles. And in fact, Charles Fillmore said that evil is just good gone awry. And we know that in unity, there is one presence, one power in our lives and in the universe. God the good. God, that life force energy, the energy of the universe within and all around us. God the good absolute. Not in a judgmental or evaluative sense, but in the highest blueprint, the essence of love and the principles and laws of the universe. Evil, darkness, sin, and the devil, they don't originate in divine mind and absolute. So wait a minute. You might say, I've seen darkness. Don't tell me it doesn't exist. Where then does it come from? Well, that's a great question. That is what we get to explore today. We are diving into this chapter in heart-centered metaphysics. And today we get to explore the shadow. Sin, evil, and the devil. What is it and where does it come from? Because when we develop clearer understandings and we face the dark with our own light, we can utilize everything for our spiritual purposes. And we gain the ability to transmute any perceived effect from this darkness. The first and most important thing for us to know is that darkness is not an independent power outside of self. It does not have power outside of you. And in fact, Charles Fillmore would say that evil is a parasite that depends on its parent host. And when no longer fed, it no longer exists. So evil is not an enemy that we need to fight or to fear. That's great. There is no separate force. So the devil, demons, all of that, these are human-based constructs. And our book has a quote to help us describe this concept of the devil, and says, the devil is the mass of thoughts that's been built up in the human collective consciousness through many generations of earthly experiences and crystallized into what may be termed human personality or carnal mind, which opposes and rejects God. The devil, quote unquote, is a state of consciousness adverse to divine good. It's a state of consciousness, just like Christ consciousness. And we can choose what we lean into. So evil is a construct existing and coming from the human consciousness. It's that persistent thought, feelings, and beliefs in separateness. Because separateness is the source of all of this. Evil is not the opposite of good. It is the lack of good, perceived. The absence of love, perceived. A void or an absence of source, perceived, right? Because we can never absolutely ever be without source. It's just hidden under a bushel, shall we say? So we feel uncomfortable when we're in the presence of what would be termed evil or darkness because it opposes our truth. It doesn't feel right. It's the accumulation of persistent error thoughts and this consistent choosing an identity of lies, illusions, negativity. And there's a story that goes along with this. Oh, evil, we got it. We don't need it anymore. We don't need to look at that so much. We know it's not true. So there is a story. I'll get to all my papers here. And it goes like this. A student asked their teacher, "Why does evil exist if God is supposedly everywhere?" The teacher said, "Come here for a moment," and led the student into a dark closet. "Describe the darkness," they said. It's heavy and scary, and I can't see anything," the student replied. Then the teacher lit a candle, and instantly the darkness disappeared. "Now, did we chase out the darkness?" the teacher asked. No, I think we just brought in some light." "Exactly. Darkness," the teacher said, "is nothing on its own, only the absence of light. What you call evil is only what happens when the light is forgotten. But the moment we remember, it cannot remain." And I think it's a simple and powerful story to remind us that evil or darkness are but shadows. They are real in our physical world of experience, but they have no spiritual substance. The truth is always oneness, that which is unchangeable. Our essence is untouched by the illusion of separateness. Now, in Unity, we teach original sinlessness. You got me right. Original sinlessness. Now, don't get me wrong. We all have the capacity to sin or error, as we say. But we are all born with original goodness or godness. It was actually Augustine, the early Christian theologian, who, in trying to understand how and why humans become corrupt, that he interpreted the stories in the Bible as original sin. Instead of seeing the story of Adam and Eve eating the apple as a metaphor for the beginning of this duality play, he interpreted as inherited guilt, the idea that somehow something is wrong with us from the beginning. I would like to propose that anyone who has seen an infant knows perfect innocence, knows the perfection when we as beings come into this world. You can see it right there. We know that we are born perfectly intact with that connection. It is actually the domestication of us as humans in this physical world that sometimes disrupts or disconnects this godness that we all have within. So if we tell each other that we are somehow broken from the beginning, this kind of perpetuates this separateness, doesn't it? It keeps us in space of fear or self-doubt, judgment, and disconnects us from our true power. And to be honest, it kind of makes us easy to control. And I would propose that anyone who's in control in that way demonstrates their own lack of Christ consciousness, yes? Because if you need to take power and control from another human being, then what you are doing is raising your hand and saying, I am not in connection with the part of me that does have power. I don't believe in my own inherent divinity and my own inherent power, so I must take it from others. So we recognize and see this and know that we do have this within. So the word in the New Testament for sin, amartia, is actually Greek for missing the mark. It's the idea like an archer, the arrows fall just short of the target. Eric Butterworth, fantastic, by the way. If you ever want to listen to anything really motivational, go on to truthunity.net, I believe, and find some recordings of Eric Butterworth speaking. Brilliant, brilliant human being. He said sin is simply the concealment of humankind's Son of God self. It's just covering this part of us that's true. It's non-alignment with our Christ consciousness. It's the misuse of divine ideas, not the same as mistakes. We, however, have this freedom. We have been given that free will, and we can use divine ideas and consciousness in any manner we choose. It's part of this realm. So when you choose or fall into non-alignment, and thus error, God essence not found, not observed, you are not punished. There is no way that all love, all that is love in the essence of our being, is punishing you, because love is love. Our book actually states you are not punished for, but by your own sins. Just as doing something awful brings about that feeling of guilt, maybe discord, or, let's be real, natural and logical consequences in the world, yeah? Our negative thinking brings its own suffering. No one's punishing you. You are always welcome back to love, always. In fact, that's all that it's trying to do. So we oftentimes become entangled in our own effects of error. That's all. First in consciousness and then in form. Unfortunately, humans do get caught up in this perception of duality. And when we turn away from our own essence, we only amplify this challenge and get a little stuck. To play in duality, it requires the belief in separation. It's a separation game that we are actually playing, right, on large scale. That is what we're playing altogether, to perceive separation. And in order to keep the game going, it requires an us and them. It requires, to some extent, good and bad, contrast. And duality, for it to persist, we must identify in some way with form, our separate humanness. The word necessary evil is kind of relevant here, as much as I might not like that. But it's part of the play of contrast. But don't get me wrong, it's temporary. Duality is not real. We're playing. And It is the relevant game currently on this planet. Doesn't mean we're not working towards another game. Oh, we're always working towards new games. But it's what's happening right now. So, okay, why play at all? If that's what we're playing and I gotta play contrast, why am I playing? Maybe I don't even want to do this anymore. And if there only is one presence and one power, why does it not override all the collective evil? What the hey? Well, yes, God, the power in and around and in everything is absolute, but it's not coercive. Very important distinction. It is not coercive. In fact, for spirit to override free will would make spirit a tyrant. Who wants a tyrant? Freedom, all freedom would be lost, and we would stop this transformation that we are all going through. We've talked about how the universe is Montessori-style learning. You feel it out, you try it out for yourself, and then you learn. And part of why disconnection can be fun is it's so fun to return and remember. It's so fun to remember. So the reality is spirit divided itself into a trillion different pieces, kind of like a puzzle, and dumped it on the floor in this big chaotic mess. And we forgot the picture. And some parts are really, really hard, and we want to give up. And other times it's really fun, and we get some stuff put together, and we start to see it. And it's a puzzle, it's a game. And there's joy there, and there's so much satisfaction when we're back together again. So if you're following me so far, here's where it gets a little challenging. Are you ready? So if evil is not a separate force, what does that mean? If darkness is not separate and there is one force in the world, what if that means that there is some good even in the worst perceived bad? What if even the darkness, that which we do not like, is in some way serving us? Ding, ding, ding. Hate to tell you, love to tell you. This is the reality of real truth, the spiritual truth. It's an invitation to wake up. Sophia, about a month ago, talked about how we are all actors on a stage of life, and we just forgot the roles we're playing. Yeah, she's really right. We each play our own play in the midst of this giant collective play. It's a wild production. And we get wrapped up in the drama of it all. There's good guys, there's bad guys, and some characters are really consistent. Others change costumes all the time, right? Change places like a Mad Hatter's tea party. You have likely been somebody's bad guy at some point. Right? Haven't you? Even when you didn't intend it, when you didn't audition, you were still cast in the role. You were there at the right, wrong time, but you helped move the story along. You helped somebody face their mistaken beliefs. You helped them be the good guy, and every villain in a story helps push the forward movement. In a weird, sideways way, they are the best movement towards growth. So when we can awaken to the play that's happening, we can actually start to maybe enjoy the drama a little bit. And we don't have to be consumed by it all the time, worrying about it, wondering what's going to happen. We know the ending. We know good wins. It's the only truth there is. Now, it doesn't mean I'm saying don't take the play seriously. You're playing, really, really be in it. Play it. But just come back to that truth. Remember what's behind it. Remember what's real and what's lasting. One of my favorite new spiritual teachers I'm discovering, Peter Crone. I don't know if anybody heard of him. I recommend looking him up on YouTube or Facebook Reels. He's a really loving character, helping people through their difficult moments. And he says, well, the quickest way out of suffering is to realize that nothing is wrong. Whether you like that or not, nothing is wrong. You know, humans, we get this impression that things shouldn't be the way they are. That's our human perspective. As if there's some sort of comical audacity to think that we know what others should be doing, let alone the way nature and the universe should work. That's pretty hilarious. I've not known a lot of things in my life, and I still discover things that are pretty basic about how the world works. I don't think that I should lean on my own understanding, right? We can lean into the idea that all things happen for their greatest and highest good, even that which we do not like. So even error and darkness has the ability to remind us of our values. The contrast helps us better see ourselves. It provides catalysts for growth, and it helps us rise and shine. It's a calling back to love. Now, that doesn't mean it's not upsetting at times. You're going to see things you don't like, things that are not okay. They go against everything you believe. And it's okay to feel that too. We acknowledge the human emotion. We simply recenter and come back to our Christ consciousness. We return to the awareness of our divine identity. And when you feel that anger energy inside of you, that's not right. Simply go within and ask yourself, how can this energy serve love, truth, and justice? And then act from your spiritual authority. Affirm divine love, even in those moments. Hold that situation in light. And remember, hatred, spewing of anger, it's never the solution. Disconnection only serves to increase more disconnection. Romans 12:21 tells us, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. So we don't fight the darkness. We turn on a light. That's what we do. There's a cute little story that talks about this in a practical way. We'll come back to the other one. There's a woman who went to the market where there is a vendor known for his really bad temper. That day, even as she approached the market, she could hear him shouting at everyone, throwing vegetables and scowling. And she approached, and everyone was sort of cowering. There were disagreements happening. But instead of reacting, she walked slowly, and she came in and stood quietly. She took a deep breath and centered herself. When she was ready, she looked directly in his direction, and with genuine warmth, she said, "It must be hard working so long in this heat. Thank you for being here so that our families can have food." And the man froze for a moment. His face softened, and he mumbled, "Yeah, you're welcome." And then his shouting quieted. Everyone was sort of in awe about this, and as things proceeded, one customer came up and said, "How did you do that?" And she said, "I didn't fight his storm. I brought my calm." So when we meet darkness with light, we transform the energy for everyone. So this is what we are asked to do. Our role is not to deny hardship and challenge. It's to recenter, to affirm the truth, and to meet that with spiritual consciousness, and simply allow the good to be revealed. So we are being asked to be that light in dark moments. I think this is something I say very frequently in my talks, that we are to be the light. So until this game of duality comes to a full close, and I do believe it is going to come to a close, and we are getting there because there's extinguishing bursts. Big anger, big things are coming up. It's letting us know it's dying out. But until it comes to a close, we are trusting, knowing that the game will play itself out, that all paths lead to home, and that underneath everything is pure and absolute good. So to kind of wrap all of this into a nice bow, I'm going to read a quote from writer, speaker, and philosopher Alan Watts. And I may have shared it before, but it feels incredibly applicable today, speaking about our dark moments and how they transform and where it leads. He says, "Your lowest point is the doorway to your highest self. For when the heart breaks, something far deeper is taking place than mere misfortune. We don't often realize the value of darkness until it is past. For it is only in the absence of light that we learn to become the light. The human mind seeks comfort, but the soul stirs for change. It longs to grow, not stay the same. As I've said before, the meaning of life is just to be alive. And yet, we resist the very currents that are pulling us to this deeper awareness of our own aliveness. You are not here to chase happiness like a dog chases its tail. It's a byproduct. Happiness is a byproduct of becoming whole, and wholeness requires contrast. Dark, sorrow, and joy, breaking and rebuilding. So when it hurts, let it hurt. Don't run, sit with it. Listen to it. And when you finally rise from it, you'll realize the joy was never in the outcome, but in the transformation. Feed the soul, not the ego. Choose evolution over escape. And the life that you're searching for will no longer be something that you find. It'll be something that you are. And so it is. Thank you.
What an opportunity we each have to just bring the light into the world, don't we, with our love? Oh, I love that. I love that, Kayla. I love that. It was awesome. It's time to take our offering. We get to give to this wonderful ministry to keep it going and keep their conditioning on and all those wonderful things. It's an opportunity that I love. So I'd like you to take your gifts in your hand that we appreciate so much, and together we're going to say our offering prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am abundantly prosperous in every way. And while the offering's being taken, Lauren's going to come and play some lively music, it says. fun. Thank you. Okay, as the ushers come forward, we're going to say our blessing on the offering together. Through Spirit, we know that as we give, so shall we receive. We dedicate and consecrate these gifts to do your will and your work in this center, in our lives, and in our community. And so it is. All right. Thank you. Well, next week, Reverend Sophia will be speaking with us, and her topic will be Understanding Jesus and the Christ Principle. So we can look forward to that and bring our friends and family to hear her also. Today, we're going to get together and form a circle as we end our service with Let There Be Peace on Earth and Aloha Oi. And we're so pleased you came today. Thank you for joining us. A circle behind the cameras. There we go. It's got to be behind the cameras, yeah. Thank you.
Wow, what a great group.
Oh, a wonderful circle.
Look at all the people today.
Yay.
Woo, we got it. Looking beautiful.
All right, click.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And let's continue to join our hearts together as we sing Aloha Oi.
Aloha, oi, aloha, oi, eke ona, ona, no, ikalipo, one fond embrace, until we meet again.
Have a wonderful week and join us upstairs for some good snacks.
Hey, everybody, we have crystal healing coming up at noon, so if we could get your assistance stacking up chairs. A row of them single on the right side. Stack the rest of them on the left. And if you have any purses or items on chairs, if you'd please take them with you. Mahalo.